to have a group that is completely focused on seniors and that can commit the time. We have a parallel advisory committee that is, and are we recording? Yes. The parallel committee is for education and lifelong learning in general, but we know that seniors require some special attention. There are so many seniors in our community with so many needs. And so we have the great, the best, we have great experts. So the way this usually goes, for those of you that are new to this type of committees, we have staff members of San Jacinto College here. We are here to support you. And we could have more people from San Jacinto College that could sit and listen and maybe speak if you allow them. But you guys are the advisory committee meeting. We're here just to support you because we need to hear you. We need your expertise as well. Know what's happening in the community and what will be very useful for us to implement at San Jacinto College. And so it is just amazing. We have really, really high quality committee members. And I will love to, for you guys to introduce yourselves because all of you are just amazing. So Dorothy Gibson is our chair for this committee this time, for this year. And Elizabeth Smith is going to be co-chairing for the remainder of the year. But you guys are the center. Melinda, Brenda, Taylor, you are going to be at the center of all the decisions that are made. So what we're going to be explaining today is which programs we have, what is the success that we have, and pretty much what we want to hear is your opinions. Today is a day where we are really forming the group. So from today, Dorothy will make some decisions regarding how many times are going to be meeting moving forward, and what are the best times for everybody. So Dorothy will be asking some of those questions. And I will just be giving you quick overall of what we do at San Jacinto College. Very unfortunately, I have an emergency situation, so I have to leave at 2:30 p.m. and I will try to get back in if I can, if you guys are still there after 3:30. So I will introduce very quickly my team so you know who are San Jacinto College, who is the supporting team. Then I will let you introduce yourself because I want to go for you to go a little more into explaining why you're here. So from my team, we have Laura Martinez, which I know all of you know because she helped us putting all this together all the time and she's amazing. We have Ashley Lam that you see with, there it is, Ashley. So Ashley is part of our support group of registration and she has been supporting all our events that we are doing in terms of pretty much supporting all the events. I see that we lost Elizabeth for a minute. I don't know how it happened, but Ashley is great with technology. Sean Stacy is our senior administrative assistant for education and lifelong learning. So he's going to be very important in our development of our committee moving forward. Aminta Rodriguez, Aminta, say hi. So Aminta is part of the registration team here and is also right now here to just support, take notes and see how we can implement programs. Linda Navajar, hey Linda. So Linda is actually my senior admin and she is my right hand and the ones that keeps me kind of on track. So thank you so much, Linda, for being here. And Gloria Wayne, and Gloria is, she's coordinator of our North Campus registration office. So she can reach out to more of our community up north in the area of kind of Galena Park and where we have our North Campus. So I think that's it for our San Jacinto College team, but I want, for you guys to introduce yourself. Let's begin with our chair, Dorothy Gibson, and a little bit of you, why you are here.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Dorothy Gibson. I'm the coordinator for the Healthy Aging Program for Harris County Public Health. I have actually been in public health for 46 years. So this is I wouldn't call this a second career. I took this project because I am a senior and I consider myself an active senior, and we're living longer, and I want all of us to be active seniors. So this program is very near and dear to my heart. Our program does education for seniors, self-management of chronic diseases, chronic pain and diabetes. We do fall prevention. We do nutrition and exercise and all the things that will help seniors to stay active and healthy and have a productive life.
Wonderful, Dorothy. Now I want to introduce you, Elizabeth Smith. So Elizabeth, can you share a little bit about you and why you're here? You're muted, Elizabeth.
Yeah, I'm trying to, there we go. Okay, my name is Elizabeth Smith, and I used to be a senior advocate. And I realized that a lot of our seniors were in trouble or in crisis because they had not prepared for growing older. They had not prepared for that. So I decided that as an advocate, I was just putting a Band-Aid on everything. So I closed that business and I bought an insurance agency and I started an insurance company because I figured if people could start choosing the right insurance, like Medicare and get long-term care, get the things they needed when they were able, and they made the right decisions, then when they got 75 and 85 and they got older, they would not be in crisis. So that's what I did. I still do a lot of advocacy work. I am the family and patient family advocate, advisory council chair for Houston Methodist Hospital. I'm very involved with the hospital, and I work a lot with our seniors. And so they're my passion. I have experience in elder abuse, so I guide in that. A lot of the seniors, though, insurance agents have already talked them into an Advantage plan, which is not in their advantage. So I have to advocate a lot of times for them because they're stuck in that plan. So I also work with a funeral home to help plan for end of life. So I do end of life planning and help them plan so that they don't get taken advantage of whenever they need to do their funerals. So I work in a lot of different capacities with seniors, basically making sure that they don't get exploited and taken advantage of. And so seniors are a very important part of my life.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Elizabeth teaches some of her Medicare courses here, and they have been extraordinary, successful, and beneficial, and amazing stories that have come out of it. And now we have a great privilege to have with us Melinda Garcia from United Way. So Melinda, can you please share with us about you and why you're here?
Sure. And so my name is Melinda Garcia. I'm with the United Way of Greater Houston. And so I'm officing out of my home right now virtually, but I typically office out of the Bay Area Center, which is in Clear Lake, but I oversee United Way's 4 county community centers that are in the outline areas. So Bay Area, Clear Lake, Fort Bend, and Waller County. And we also have one on the north end in Montgomery County. And so part of my work is overseeing the operations in the outlying areas and the investments in our nonprofit organizations to provide services to all age groups, from youth all the way up to seniors in the areas, as well as our Thrive Financial Stability Program that we run, our Thrive centers within our centers. To help families move them to financial stability, whatever those goals are for them. And right now, and I do apologize, I know I sent Janice an email that I have to get off the phone at 3 o'clock because right now we are in disaster recovery mode. So I also am part of the steering committee for Harris County long-term disaster recovery work. And so a lot of going on right there right now with trying to recover and help families recover from the freeze from last week. So it's, I love San Jac. They've been great partners with us over these past years. And so I'm happy to be here today and be able to help and provide any resources that I can.
Thank you, Melinda. And you know, as I repeat, for those of you that just joined us, those of you that are part of the committee, you are the ones making the decisions. You will be telling us, these are the programs you have to make, or you really have to present the data about this and see how we can give you some feedback. So you will be leading this. We are here only to support you. We are not voting members, Dorothy. So only Melinda, only Elizabeth, you, Taylor, and Brenda, and I forgot who is the other, our other member, Laura?
Bernadette Medrano
Yeah.
with Houston Methodist, and Raul Camarillo will also be joining us.
Yeah. All right. So then our next guest, thank you so much, Melinda. So Brenda Medrano, can you please share with us a little bit about yourself and why you're here?
Yes, ma'am. First of all, just a slight correction. My name is Bernadette, but that's great. I'm with Houston Methodist outpatient orthopedics and sports medicine. I'm a licensed physical therapist assistant, going on 17 years. I'm here to help serve the community for elderly and seniors and pretty much anyone to live the life that they're, you know, accustomed to, get them back going, keep them safe and independent. And just really, I mean, our job is to take you from whatever, you know, may be going on in your life, for an accident or just growing old, and get you the most independent and safe so that you can, you know, live your life independently, safe and happy.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Janice, can I ask Brenda a question? Brenda, are you at our Clear Lake campus?
Yes, ma'am. Pasadena location.
Pasadena. Okay, I'm going to get you. I'll get your contact. I'd like to connect with you.
Sure.
You guys will be connecting, and all the information, this meeting is being recorded, and all the information is going to be shared among us, because as I say, Dorothy will be making decisions today. How many times a week do you want? And how many times? Usually advisory committees meet like 2 times per semester. So they are quarterly meetings, but they are mostly for academic purposes. This has a very clear purpose of programs for seniors that may be shorter in nature. So for example, in the lifelong learning committee, they decide they will prefer to meet monthly because it will make a bigger impact, and we can easily change programs, since the nature of our programs could be different than just a semester class for an academic purpose. So it will be up to you to see if you want to be meeting monthly, bi-monthly, and which days. And Dorothy will be making those decisions today. So Taylor, can you please unmute yourself and share with us who you are and why you're here?
Hi, everyone. So my name is Taylor Brooks. I'm in the Pasadena area. I'm the new community center manager at the East Harris County Activity Center, normally where early voting happens. We're with Harris County Precinct 2 as well. And yeah, we joined actually through Raul Camarillo. He sent us the invite, and I was like, yes, absolutely. I want to be able to learn more about the senior community. I want to be able to implement more things for the seniors and really just give them the best for Precinct 2.
Yes, and you're right about that, Taylor, because what we want to make sure is that whatever program we create is something that will complement what is already happening. So if there is something that is already at Precinct 2, then that we can complement, make it better, assist, bring seniors, something, instead of trying to duplicate something. So it is great to have this type of partnership, so we know what everybody's doing and how we can assist. And we look forward to collaborate so much with you guys. And we have also taught very fun classes there, and the seniors are just fantastic, very involved at the college and at the center. So thank you, Taylor. Monica, can you please unmute yourself and share with us where you're from and why you're here today?
Yes. Hi. My name is Monica James, and I'm with Houston Hospice. We're the oldest, largest, and only nonprofit hospice company. We're also not just in Houston, but we also are in 10 counties surrounding Harris County. And I'm the community outreach coordinator. And the reason why I decided to join is because my passion, like everyone else, is about helping seniors. And that's what my specialty is. Even prior to working at Houston Hospice, I used to work for Harris Health System, where I used to do education for the family caregivers. And then currently, I'm also on the board for Adult Protective Services as well. And as the community outreach coordinator for Houston Hospice, I educate people about end of life. And about, I heard someone else say that a lot of people are not prepared for end of life, and they're afraid of that, and just try to make it less scary, and to educate not just the public about hospice, but also the professionals, because sometimes, even the medical professionals have a hard time talking to their patients about end of life. And so that's what my goal is to be able to connect and to let people know that, I'm available to do presentations for the community, as well as provide CEUs and CMEs for the medical doctors. So at no additional charge. And so once again, my name is Monica James of Houston Hospice.
Thank you so much, Monica. We appreciate it. And that is so true, that people don't know and they're so scared. And people only think about this when it's almost probably too late. And so it is so great that like that type of knowledge can be embedded in whatever we're going to be doing for the seniors, because anyway, we all are going to end up, and our lives at some point is going to end. So it's better to be prepared. And so, and I kind of apologize because I started talking like if everybody knows. I know all of you guys, so I feel just like in family. But so just to say a little bit about myself. So my name is Janice Sullivan. I'm the Dean of Community Engagement at San Jacinto College. I oversee all the programs related to seniors, education, lifelong learning, and collaboration. I oversee grants. And so any program that we want to create for which we may need resources from grants, we can look for those. So when you guys bring some opinions or ideas, we will have to think where the resources are coming, because we know that most of the seniors probably will not have the resources, or not most of the seniors that we want to reach out. And that's why it's so key to have, like Melinda here that works closely with helping seniors with some resources. But what else we can do if we need to apply for grants, this will be the place, because it's part of what my role is. Now, going to your point, Monica, I'm just particularly very grateful to the Houston Hospice. Some of you know my husband passed away in June. He was battling cancer for 3 years, and he spent his last probably month and a half at the Houston Hospice. And so I actually stayed at the Houston Hospice like 12 days straight. And that was it was an amazing experience. So I'm very grateful for all the support, you guys. You are really, truly amazing. And I learned so much about end of life throughout this. So all of you are very familiar with seniors, and now I will let all that expertise go through. And Dorothy will take shortly from here, taking notes. I mean, we have note takers. We have actually Sean Stacy's taking notes today, and Linda is assisting with that too. But mostly in what decisions are going to be taken moving forward, what type of data you will need from us, what type of what proposals you will make for us that we could probably start thinking about But today is mostly a day of getting to meet each other because you are the voting members. And unfortunately, as I said, 2:30 we'll have to leave. But before we do all that, we have a little, I will suggest, Laura, the short video to present after I leave, because you will see a short clip about the video. But let's do a little bit of the presentation, and then Dorothy will take it from there. And as I say, if I can come back, I will. And we know that Melinda will also leave at 3. Today probably will be shorter. We usually schedule it like for 2.5 hours. Today may be shorter, definitely, because we're not going. Next time as we meet, in the minutes, we'll say, okay, we mentioned this program. What is the state of this program? What is what we're going to do next? So it will be longer. But at this point, it's mostly the stages of you guys getting to meet each other, feeling comfortable about being part of the committee, making sure that you vote when Dorothy says, will we do this, yes or not? So Laura, can please you go ahead with our presentation?
Ashley? Thank you.
All right, so you know that San Jacinto College, we are focused on supporting our students through excellence education, and that is to be championing all the way from, college classes to lifelong learning. And we're talking about seniors, so that's going to be key. Go ahead to the next one. And in our focus, and this is very, very key for us, we want to enrich the quality of life of the communities we serve. And we have been talking about the quality of life, where is the beginning of, we're talking about seniors right now, the stages of becoming seniors, understanding what is to be senior, and what is going to be the quality of life all the way to the end of life. So this is very key, and we want to really recognize this. Next. In our mission, we have workforce development, adult basic education, and lifelong learning. And we are going to be focusing today on adult education that will be very useful for life, that will assist those seniors where they are learning something new to engage their brain and their skills as they age, or if it's going to be more in the lines of Medicare, or even end-of-life classes, understanding. Right now, lifelong learning obviously offers the opportunity to learn something new, a hobby or skill, make new friends, which we all, and Dorothy talks a lot about the importance of socialization, wellness, get fit, well-being, and all of that are issues that you guys as experts are very knowledgeable and are going to actually be sharing more with us. Next. In popular classes, we have fitness, we have Tai Chi, we have yoga. We have some fun classes like scrambled legs for seniors that I know Precinct 2 is very familiar with too. Next. In very popular classes, definitely we have those related to how to manage the finances, as we age, and some English as a second language or other classes that are important for the seniors to learn. There are flower arrangements, but as I said, some of those like Medicare have been of great importance. Now, please keep in mind that we have lifelong learning classes that may be paid by seniors because they are our open enrollment classes. But we also have classes that will be through our community center, like many of you have participated, that are free to the community, thanks to the partnership and collaboration with institutions like United Way. So we keep this in mind because as we move forward, we will understand some classes, maybe the seniors can pay, like maybe they want to learn some new technologies or something for which we will have to pay instructors. So if we really need to pay instructors, just keep in mind, we will need to assign that fee. And so as we move forward, just think about which classes will be open enrollment, which classes will be based on grants, and which classes could be based on partnership and collaboration with other community members. Next. And many popular with all ages, we have motorcycle, very amazingly motorcycles. It's one of our, it's a big favorite no matter which age. So next. We have resources for grandchildren. We know that many grandparents are taking care of grandchildren. So we have classes where they can learn which camps are there for the summer or other activities that are available as they help raise their grandchildren. Next. And as we mentioned, there are the free workshops through the community center: wellness, nutrition, financial literacy, health, leisure learning. And I know United Way has many similar ones. And so we collaborate as much as possible, and we refer some of our students if we need that, if we see that they need that. So that collaboration with United Way is really great because you guys have a little bit of everything. So thank you, Melinda. Next. And we have the 8-week A Matter of Balance workshop. This one particularly, we just finished one last year with a lot of difficulties with all the challenges that happened. And we have the falls prevention program, all that with the great support of definitely Dorothy through the Harris County Public Health and also the MD Anderson Cancer Center. Next. In many games for seniors, we have activities, more activities for seniors. Next.
Dorothy had an icebreaker for us, Dr.
Oh,
Those are icebreakers, yeah.
Dorothy. All right, go ahead. Please keep in mind that I will have to exit. Actually, I have to exit right now. Thank you so much. I will try to get back in as soon as I can, as soon as this emergency gets some clarity. And so Dorothy, it's all in your hands. Laura will be helping to facilitate the rest for now. Thank you. Bye-bye. Dorothy? Is Dorothy there? Okay, Dorothy, go ahead with your trivia.
Sorry, I was muted. I'm just talking away to myself, but
Thank you. Bye-bye.
okay, thank you, and have a great day.
You too.
Hope to see you back before we leave.
Yes, I do too. Thanks.
Okay, we're gonna do a little trivia game, just 3 questions, and just to get to sort of know each other and just for a little fun. So it's Know Your Senior Trivia Game. So what you do is you answer the question with the movement. We're not gonna say it. We're gonna answer the question with the movement you think represents the correct answer. Okay, so first question. Falling is a natural part of aging. Stretch your right arm if it's true and stretch your left arm if it's false. So falling is a natural part of aging. What stretch? Okay. Okay, falling is not a natural part of aging. So that is, falling is a natural part of aging is false. It's not aging that causes a person to fall. It's that inactivity and weakening of the muscles. The loss of strength is what causes someone to fall. Okay, next question. Okay, back. It's too far. Okay. On Monday, seniors get discounts at Ross. Okay, if that's true, stretch your neck to the right, if to the left. Again, the question. It's Tuesdays that they get the discount. So for those of you that have a need to know, you know, a senior, they can get a discount on Tuesdays. Okay, the next question, last question. Seniors deserve to live independent, live active, independent, and productive lives. To the right if it's true, to the left if it's false. And of course, all of us say it's true. And that's why we're here to be a part of this committee, is because we truly believe that seniors deserve to live active, independent, and productive lives. And that's what we're all about. So let's talk about what is expected of the committee members, or the responsibilities of the committee members. Okay, we want you to become knowledgeable of the college and community engagement programs. And that's something that we all will need to do as members of the committee. I know that I have some learning in this area also. We want to be prepared for meetings. Read when we send out the reports or minutes in advance for you to read. We ask that you do that. We ask that you attend meetings and participate in the discussion, because Dr. Sullivan selected us because of she felt that we had expertise in certain areas. So please participate in the discussion so we can all develop our skills in this area and also learn from each other. Okay, provide input regarding any issues that come from the committee. Okay, so again, that's part of the participating in the discussion. If we ask, another thing is that if we ask for information on certain issues that you may have expertise in, we ask that you provide that input. Evaluating goals and objectives of the lifelong learning program curricula. So we're going to look at the programs that are offered and provide suggestions on other programs that may be beneficial to seniors in the community, and look at the goals of those programs and see if they're in line with the goals of the college, in line with goals of the program. Identifying local business industry leaders who will provide support of community engagement initiatives. And that's, we all know people in the community that Houston is a giving community. And so we all know someone who will provide support, not only in giving of money, but giving of time, giving of information, and any way that they can support the program. Assisting in the promotion of and publicizing of the program. Get out in the community and talk up the program. Let folks know what's available at San Jack for seniors and in the community. In fact, I got a call from someone yesterday regarding seniors that were recently had diminished vision and wanting to know what programs were available at San Jack, and if they thought that the Matter of Balance would be a class for those seniors. So speak up, talk up the classes so that people will know what's available. And if you get calls from people in the community, let us discuss those and see how we can, maybe if we can, if it's a possibility of working those into the program, if they're not already offered. Representing the need of community members for special populations. And again, as I mentioned, the special population that's visually impaired, and the questions we had regarding what's available to them. So what can we provide to members of the senior community that have special needs? So what are some of the programs we can use to meet those needs? Okay. All right, so what we want to talk about today is maybe some of your ideas. If you've had time to think about the committee, the programs, that have been offered, and what have you heard from your community, or what from your experience, what types of programs should we be offering at Sanjak? These are things we can look at in the future. So who wants to go first?
I probably just wanted to kind of share, I don't know how familiar everyone is with 211, United Way 211, where individuals call for help or for assistance. And so I was just checking right now our dashboard. We have upgraded our system where we can now see live, you know, how many calls have come in from what age groups down to zip code. And I was just looking up senior information and what were the kind of calls that we were getting, at least in the last 2 months since the year started. And I could definitely share the link, or I could share my screen, because one of the things that I think we should always be responsive to what we're hearing, you know, or, you know, from the senior population, right, in our specific communities. And so do I have sharing screen capability to share with everyone, or whoever's hosting? Can they make me a
Laura from that end? I know I'm a co-host.
Can you like go over my?
Laura, you're muted.
I'm sorry, who's muted?
Laura, I thought she was speaking. She's muted.
Okay. Can you hear us, Laura? We can't, you're muted. We can't hear you.
Might be her headset, because I don't show her as muted. It might be her headset not on.
Yeah.
But there is a button to share your screen. It's a green button on the bottom.
You have to give permission.
Right, I have to get permission. So
Yeah.
whoever the host is.
You have it. You have it.
have it.
You
Yeah.
have it? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see now. Where's the share screen? I got it. Let me quickly, thank you so much. Let me just show that. Give me a thumbs up when you can. Are you able to see my screen? Okay. So I looked very quickly at what are the calls that we've received. I kind of filtered the information from January 1st this year to today's date. I mean, yeah, to yesterday. And then I filtered it by age group and by Harris County. And so we've gotten a little bit, almost 9,800 calls from seniors on there. In January, we had over 5,800 calls from seniors in Harris County. And in February, we're not done yet on there, but we could see by month. And the average time that we're talking to seniors is about 8 minutes on average on calls to seniors. And then the next thing I wanted to look at, you know, what are their top kind of needs? What are they calling for? And it looks like the number one thing is that they really needed utility assistance program. 5,300 seniors called in to ask for utility assistance. And that's probably why our number one referral on the left was to Baker Ripley for that utility assistance programs that we have for seniors on there. And then the next thing we have is they're requesting medical care or services. Thirdly, they're still looking, there's still a lot of food insecurity in our community. Seniors needing to access food, either food banks or kind of Meals on Wheels programs. And then rent and mortgage assistance, and then housing assistance. So I just wanted to kind of share what those kind of top needs have been, so that we make sure that, you know, we're kind of thinking about that in the back of our mind as we're moving forward for our community. And then you could see, you know, need types kind of in the center. And so this information is always available to everyone. You can, you know, really filter down the information with the new capabilities that we upgraded by disaster, event, region, county, zip code, even if you wanted to target veterans, you know, do we have any senior veterans? What are they calling for? So this is a great way to kind of look at information on our website. And what I'll do is I'll just copy the link and throw it in the chat so that moving forward, it's, you know, everybody knows kind of where to find it in the future for that. Any questions on this? I just wanted to, thought it was just important to kind of look at and share with everyone.
I was just looking at that, and the food, for instance. One of my concerns is that a lot of the senior independent living facilities, a lot of those folks don't have transportation to get a lot of these services. If they're with a community center, they usually have a bus. But those folks in those, and in the assisted living facilities, they take care of all of that. But in the independent living facilities is where a lot of folks are needing help, because they may not have a car, access to transportation. I know I was teaching a class, a diabetes class in an independent living facility. And one of the action plans was to eat healthier for that week, more vegetables. And one of the participants said, well, I don't have any vegetables and I don't have any money to buy any vegetables. And so it's, so that really struck a chord with me on how we have all of these resources out there and they're available, but we have some folks that just can't get to them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I totally understand the transportation issues, especially because I kind of oversee the outline areas, and we're always hit, you know, by those type of things of transportation. You know, in the Houston or city of Houston or inside the loop, you have Metro, but on the outline areas, it's even scarcer. And also just recently, I don't know if this group knows or not, but we used to fund American Red Cross to provide transportation services. In the area, they used to pick up our seniors within a certain radius of miles and bring them to the senior center every day, the Bay Area Senior Center, so they could socialize, get a healthy meal, exercise. But partly due to COVID and just the decision that was made at American Red Cross, they have discontinued that program now in Bay Area. And so we have now even further lost that transportation assistance to our seniors in the Bay Area, Clear Lake kind of community as of December last year. But it actually had stopped over the summer because of COVID, you know, and then after that, they just made a decision to shut down the entire program across all the counties that they serve now for transportation. And so that was really heartbreaking news to us for that, because we know how important transportation is for them and to get out of their home for those independent seniors and to try to keep them as independent as much as possible and supported on there. So that's just another update for us in our area.
Yeah, and a lot of senior programs have been canceled because of COVID. And a lot of them, we don't know if they're coming back. So that's something else we probably need to look at, the gap in services after post-COVID, gaps in services. Yeah. Okay, anyone else?
I have a few things here I'd like to talk about. Sorry for the in and out. I am displaced right now. My office pipes busted and I got flooded. So I'm in a temporary office. And so I just had the IT guy come give me a faster internet so I can stay with y'all without going in and out. Anyway, some of the needs are the programs that I'm offering over at San Jack, which Laura knows. I do Medicare 101 over at San Jack, and that really helps them make better decisions about their Medicare. And I can also, some of them need dual plans. And so I teach them about that, how to do that. So we're working on the Medicare plans. I also do something that would like to connect with Monica about. I do aging with dignity. So I teach them about the documents and all the things they need to do to grow old and be independent. I believe in aging in place, and I teach my seniors how to age in place. I'm just right now, so you know, I'm an anti-facility person. I think people need to be aged in place. So I do some things on that. The basic needs I hear from seniors is transportation. That is a big need, is transportation. I know that the constable or one of the precincts out of the Bay Area, Melinda could probably tell us who it is, but one of the precincts, they have a bus that they use sometimes from the Bay Area Center that they use out there a lot. But transportation, a lot of them are alone. So, and right now with COVID, they can't socialize. So maybe we can do some online socialization for them. And do some fun activities, trivial, or some things that we can do on Zoom. That is a big need, socialization, somebody to check on them. And so that would be one of the things. Food is another issue here. Some of them don't have the proper nutrition. Some of them are at that gap where they make too much money, but not enough money. So they're in what I call the no man's land. They make too much, or they don't quite make enough. And the same, and that I run into that with their insurance. They're not quite 65, and the under 65 is really awful for their insurance right now. So medical issues is a big issue for our seniors. Safety is a big thing I hear a lot. And I know there's someone from the orthopedic clinic at Houston Methodist on here, and she can talk more about this, but I see a lot of safety issues when I go out to the homes. They don't have proper like grab bars, and they don't have a lot of the things that they need to stay safe in their home. So if we had a course that could teach them how to safely maneuver, and that's something that would be good. Get a question here from somebody. And that would be a great thing, is how to maneuver, how to get up, how to safely, how to get in and out of the shower safely, all these things. And I think somebody in orthopedics could teach them about moving around safely, not having rugs in your house where you trip and fall, that kind of thing. So we need that kind of course. So that's just a few of them.
Yeah, we actually do have the fall prevention program that we started at San Jac, Harris County, that has those kind of issues, falling and the fear of falling, how to reduce falling and the fear of falling. And it's an 8-week course. It's once a week for 8 weeks, or twice a week for 4 weeks. And we talk about those issues, how to stay safe in the home, how to get up if you fall. And so those safety issues, but as part of that, we touch on those kinds of things. But I think that touching on that is not enough. We need someone, like you said, that actually does it every day to really delve into more of the information, so they can really gain those skills that they need to be able to keep themselves safe. So I agree, we do need a course like that. We probably also, it would be good to partner with places like Herman Memorial Sports Medical Center. If they have repeat, I hate to say offenders, but people that keep falling and coming back, they may be referred to a fall prevention class at San Jac or some of the other areas where they can learn some of those techniques.
Dorothy?
And some of them at Houston Methodist that
yes,
we see
they have
that
them
are
all
repeat.
over. Yeah.
At Houston Methodist.
Yeah, they have it at Herman Memorial also. Okay, I'm sorry. Someone wanted to say something?
Can you hear me, Dorothy?
Yes.
Okay, this is Laura. I just wanted to point out that workshops like Miss Elizabeth's Medicare 101, Aging with Dignity, classes are taught at no cost to the community, our community education center. But continuing education, where our formal name is CPD, Continuing Professional and Development, our non-credit classes, our division is funded a little differently than the rest of the college, the 4-degree side. We carry our own costs. And so we're looking to add classes that would not necessarily be free, but would have a tuition and would be more in depth, such as you were talking about.
Right.
So we need to explore funding sources, because having our seniors having to pay for the fees, even though they'll be at a low cost because we're a state-funded institution and we're nonprofit, they're still going to need financial assistance. So we need to really explore any grant opportunities that you may be aware of or that could apply for.
Right.
And another course, and this may be a more in-depth course, but one of the things I'm seeing here a lot, and Monica can probably vouch for this, I'm seeing a lot of our older seniors who are that generation, who are women who have never handled anything, and their husbands are passing, and now they're coming to me and they're like, what do I do? I've never paid a bill. I've never done anything. They're 75, 80 years old. I've got a bunch of them now that I'm teaching them what to do after your husband passes away. It's more of the husbands passing than I see of the woman passing. When the women pass, I see that the men don't know how to feed themselves. They don't know how to dress themselves. They don't know how to take care of themselves. But when the man dies, the woman doesn't know what to do financially and how to take care of that. I see Monica shaking her head. And so, because men are used to being taken care of in a different way than the women.
Right.
And so, no disrespect to you, Sean, but that's just the fact of life of this older generation. And so I have them come in here. I have a checklist. It's like 2 pages long, what to do after your husband, after you pass. And I'm teaching them, for the first time, how to pay a bill, how to maneuver, to take care of themselves. So that is a big issue there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm not sure, Laura, but I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure, you're talking about getting classes and funding for the classes. I know that Medicare pays for some of these self-management classes and fall prevention and some of the other classes.
Diabetes education.
Yeah, and all of that. So if the classes were at San Jack and they were referred from Herman Memorial Sports Medicine or somewhere, then maybe they would pay for them to take that class at San Jack.
That would be great. And we call that third-party pay, where an organization will write a voucher, pay for a training voucher. So that would be fantastic. We definitely need to explore that. And I was just going to go back to Ms. Elizabeth. We do collaborate with MDT Financial Advisors, and they have offered a Women in Wealth workshop a couple of times. And so if you could send us that list of specific what to do that women need to know upon the death of the spouse, I can forward that, and maybe they can custom tailor a new workshop addressing point by point what paperwork they need to be preparing for.
And then maybe
one of the
pass away, I would think, because we do have an end of life planning kit that we do teach and stuff, and it's about what questions you're supposed to ask, what documentations that you need, and it's basically includes like a living will, as well as the medical power of attorney, which is different from a financial power of attorney. It can be 2 different people, or it can be the same person. Also in the kit is the out of hospital DNR, the out of hospital do not resuscitate form. And so all these different documents they need to have. I mean, unfortunately, sometimes people don't have those decisions, and you don't want to waste time trying to figure out who is the decision maker. And a lot of times people think it's just for end of life. You know, if you're like getting into a car accident, you're unconscious, and the person is 30 years old. I mean, who's going to make decisions for them? You know, is it that spouse that you've been separated from for, for 2 years who's going to make the decisions for you? No, legally, yes. So you want to make sure that people of all ages, actually have those documents in place. And then with the living will, I mean, it really breaks down to like, do you want a feeding tube? I mean, just very specific and so forth. And that way the family members don't have to make these decisions like in the time of crisis, and then, we've seen a lot of times where family members don't agree. I mean, you can think about yourself, with your family members, especially in time of crisis. Do you all agree? You may have like different views and so forth. And so we want to be able to get to them before there's a crisis, where we can actually have all the documents in place, where they have the family is on page of what, the goal is for the care of their loved one.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Dorothy, I just wanted to throw it out there. We, back before pre-COVID, before the COVID changed our instructional format to mostly online, we held all of these workshops on campus at our central location. And we had a regular group of seniors that would attend most of our activities each month. We do publish a monthly calendar, and we'll be sure and send that out to everyone on this. Along with, I will also we'll go ahead and send you the schedule book of the existing classes that are being offered.
Okay.
Other material to get you more familiarized with Sanjak and what we're currently offering through lifelong learning. But getting back to the seniors that used to attend on a regular basis, when we switched over to the virtual Zoom format, I noticed that they were not participating, and I called them, and one-on-one, seems like one after the other, they all said, we don't feel comfortable with Zoom. I can get on Zoom, but we just don't like it. So
yeah.
Thinking of, what suggestions do you have in that regard to get seniors to be more open to instructional learning?
Basically, we have had the same response here at the health department. It's not that a lot of them, it's not that they don't like Zoom, because they use Zoom to go to church, do their Bible study and all those different things, but they want to get back with their friends. They want to socialize, and they want to do the in-person classes. That was their social hour, where they saw their friends. And so I think it is that they are not opposed, but they would just want to get back to normal. Is what they're thinking. I can't wait until I can go back to the community center or go back to Sanjak. And I think that's something that we need to look at, because I think things are going to change and we're going to do more virtual. A lot of people are going to be doing virtual now as well as in person. And there may be more in person virtual than there is in person. So we've got to figure out how can we market or motivate folks to want to participate in these virtual classes.
Excuse me. There's one thing I've actually participated in a virtual health fair.
Yeah.
And it was, different age groups and so forth, and and one of the things that we did was offer gift cards. That we actually, like mailed out to them. Like they had the choice. They can either, get it, emailed, the gift card, or we can actually get their address and mail it to them and stuff. And then also have like just fun interactive activities for them as well. That seemed to help with participation. And we actually had a pretty good turnout with that one.
Right. Yeah.
I know the next class that I teach, I'm going to ask them to please put their video on, because that would help them connect. My last class I taught, I had 28 black screens up there.
Right.
And I was looking at 28 black out,
Just
and
the name.
yeah, just the name. And I think when we're in a meeting like that, it's better to interact and connect with people if you can see who you're connecting with. So next time I'm going to ask them to show their video, so and maybe have something fun that we do at the start of my workshop so that I can get them to connect with each other.
Yeah. And I think a lot of them, after they have this aversion to doing Zoom and online classes, but once they participate, they really like it. I found, with the class that we have, folks just really enjoy that. And we have, they're there every week. They don't miss at all because that's their interaction with each other. And we require that they have the video on at all times because we exercise and we want to make sure that they're safe. So, yeah. Any other suggestions or comments? Okay, I think one thing that we can maybe look at is we can't have, as Laura said, we can't have all free classes. We need to bring
I wish.
we have all free classes at Harris County. And I think, Elizabeth, you probably know about Medicare, third-party pay.
Yes, Medicare won't pay
Yeah.
for that, but there are other things in the community that we can pay, that I can seek out some third pay from, I can ask about.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I'm going to I will meet with some people that I know and see. Another part of third pay, some of the Rotary clubs in the area are always looking for, I know they recently gave me some money for some COVID research. And so they're always looking for projects. And so maybe now we're getting towards the end of the year and most clubs have used their, most of them have already used up their budget for this year, but we can look at for the July of this year to July of next year to see if some of them have money for us. Some of the marketers for some of the different assisted livings, some of the independent living, their marketers have money. And so they are always looking to connect with seniors. So that may be a way that they will pay for a class and we just have to give them 5 minutes or 2 seconds to say who they are. Yeah. We could do that because I know there's some of them. That's how I've gotten money before for things for my seniors. I'm always, got my hand out asking money for my seniors. So, we can talk offline.
Yes.
Dorothy, you and I and Laura can talk.
Yes.
And then we can bring it back to the committee so we can talk about funding. I'm good at asking for money.
Okay.
Because we could invite the Rotary Club to join this advisory committee. So if we'll talk afterwards and if you let's make that connection, that'd be great.
Yeah, well, there's Rotary clubs all in the area. And I have some other sources that I just don't want to talk about online.
Sure.
We'll ask.
Okay. All right. Okay. So any other comments from anyone? Okay. So
we need to look at deciding at what frequency of meetings.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do next. Yeah. Okay. So any suggestions on how often do we want to meet? I'm thinking since we're just getting started, maybe once a month.
I think right now till we get started, especially as I'm going to be co-chairing with you, I think we need to meet more often. I started what we call PFAC at Houston Methodist recently at Clear Lake. So, and we meet monthly right now as we're getting off the ground. And so I think when you're starting any kind of committee like this, you need to start off with monthly, and then maybe after we get going, go back to every 2 months or something.
Right. Yeah. Till we get enough folks where we can have committees.
Yes.
So what? Okay, so that's one suggestion is monthly. Any others? Okay, another suggestion might be that you and I could meet monthly and the committee could meet every other month or something like that.
You just read my mind. I was thinking that maybe you and I as executive committee could meet, and then we could bring it all back to the committee every 2 months. And you and I could meet monthly and with Janice and Laura and them and come up with stuff and then bring the agenda to
the committee. You're right. Okay, so any other suggestions? Okay, could I have a thumbs up on how many would like to meet monthly? No takers. So
Sanjay can't vote, so.
I know. So what about every other month?
It'd be great.
Okay, I vote for that also.
Bernadette also said that that works for her.
Bernadette said that works for her. Okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're every other month. Okay, is there a particular day that's better for folks?
Dorothy, I can send out a doodle poll to everyone where they can input their preferred meeting day, time, and then we can submit the results to you.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then Dorothy, you and I can get together and decide when we want to meet. I'm open. I just have to work my schedule around, but yes, I can work on that.
Okay, I will contact you tomorrow and we can look at when we want to meet.
Okay.
And then Laura's going to do the doodle poll on how often the committee wants to meet.
Well, I thought we decided every other month.
Yeah, every other month.
Day,
but
they'll
the day
pick
and
the day.
time. Yeah, day and time.
Mm-hmm.
And then you and I, Elizabeth, will get together, look at the doodle poll, and then do an agenda and work we have to do prior to the next meeting.
Sounds good. And Laura, can you send me the slides from today's presentation?
Yes, ma'am. At the end of the meeting, well, maybe not this afternoon, but tomorrow we'll send everyone a copy of the slides and that other material that we talked about, the schedule book for CPD, the non-credit classes, the doodle poll, and a link so that if you care to go back and review the meeting, it's being recorded and you can watch it on YouTube.
Yes, and I that would be great because I was in and out. Now that my IT guy got me some peace with internet. Oh.
Okay, great. Okay. So the last step is talking about our next steps. So our email minutes will be sent to all the members that are online today.
Yes, ma'am.
And as I said, we'll set up a meeting schedule and get that out to the group when the next meeting is. And one other agenda item was to identify a co-chair, but we've already done that, and that's Elizabeth Smith will be the co-chair. Okay. So are there any other comments or any business that we need to take care of before we adjourn the meeting? Okay, can I have a vote not a vote, but
Motion.
motion. Yeah, I
I
couldn't
make a
think of the
motion that
word.
I make a motion that we adjourn, and I just want to tell y'all, thank you, Dorothy, and thank you everyone for your time and for your energy for our seniors. They are our forgotten in our society, and it's really sad that they're just like, I see a lot of people just throw them away because they're old now. It's just like they throw away our children. And so, because they're young. So I really appreciate all of your energy and your time. And I'm honored to serve along beside Dorothy and the rest of you as your co-chair.
Right. Sean, did you have something?
I do, and I apologize because a minute ago I had my hand up, but it was off camera and I didn't realize it. But senior can be a big topic or a big demographic. Do we know yet what specific parameters we're looking at? Like, for instance, if someone is 61, but they're on Social Security disability or something like that, would they be considered, in the scope of this group?
Mostly they're 55 and up is what's considered seniors nowadays. Isn't that right,
Okay.
Dorothy?
Yeah, our program is 60 and over, but most folks are 55 and up. Yeah, and I think for San Jac, it doesn't have to go by the same rules that we go by.
Right.
60 and up. It could be we could set that, and that maybe that's a discussion point. Do we want to set an age limit, or what is the age cutoff for the senior group? Yeah. Okay. Okay,
Thank you.
sorry. So can we have a second on the motion to end the meeting? Anyone second the motion? Okay, I guess I'll second the motion. I can't do that, but I'm not. Do we have another member online?
Miss Bernadette?
Yes,
Can you second the motion that we end the meeting?
I second the motion.
Okay. Okay, so we will get back with you on additional information when the next meeting will be and an agenda for the next meeting.
All right, thank you.
And in the process, if you guys know of someone that would add value to the committee, please let us know so we can invite them to the next meeting.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Have a
Dorothy.
great evening.
Thank you.
Good. All
I
right.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I'll talk to you tomorrow, Elizabeth.
All right, thank you. And Laura, I've got some things I want to talk to you about later.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yes, ma'am.
Dorothy, so thank you. I look forward. Dorothy, my phone number
Okay.
is 832-551-9740.
Okay.
Tomorrow I have a pretty tight schedule.
Okay.
But I'm available tomorrow between